Hey folks, Mark Scroggins with Scroggins Law Group. We are back for another edition of Family Law Talk, and this time we have Nicole Bisco with us.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Mark?
I am good, thanks. So Nicole is the newest lawyer that has joined SLG, and you've got a little different background than some folks. You started with a much bigger firm.
I did. I worked for an AM 100 firm, Lewis Brisbois, and did medical malpractice, insurance defense. Most of our cases that I worked on was long-term care.
So when you say long-term care,
like nursing homes, there was occasional hospital, doctors' complaints, therapist complaints, things like that, where we would go to the board and represent the doctor. But for the most part, it was nursing home defense for abuse and neglect.
that's got to be a hard thing, especially when you look at something and you're like, oh, God.
Yeah, it can be because you're, dealing with death,
Right.
the end of life. So
I remember early in my career, I did some nursing home litigation on the plaintiff side. And that was a hard one. Like, but some of the things, and you and I talked about this a little bit before. I mean, you end up with, people that have bed sores or things of that nature. And some of the stuff just can't be helped if they are in a situation where they're bedridden the entire time.
that's true.
So,
I mean, you have, I could go on and on about
sure.
skin breakdown and how that happens. I don't want to discuss
Now,
anymore.
is that something that you ever thought you would be learning about becoming a lawyer?
I did not. There's a lot of things that you don't think you're going to learn as a lawyer. It's completely different from what you learn in law school, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So with that, what you grew up in Oklahoma, correct?
I did. Western Oklahoma in the middle of nowhere.
All right.
For
Feel
the
much
most
better
part.
now that you're south of the Red River, I take it?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Everybody will be pleased to hear that. So what made you, with growing up in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma, what made you want to become a lawyer?
Well, when I was completing my undergrad in finance in Weatherford, Oklahoma, I had, kind of had an itch to become an attorney. I thought there would be some interest in there with my business background. And then I kind of like to get into different areas. I thought it'd be a great learning experience for me, not only as a business person, but I also wanted to do something to help people.
Right.
And that's kind of how I got into the path of going to law schools, because I felt like it would be a rewarding career.
Well, so with then representing nursing homes and things like that, let me back up and ask it this way. What made you want to make a change from doing that into becoming a family lawyer?
Well, the bulk of my work then was representing entities.
Right.
Or working for the insurance company. I didn't feel like there was a lot of reward to it at the end of the day, and I wanted to do something where I was helping someone through a trying time, an individual. So I had a friend that was in the AM 100 world with me that left and went into family law, and she couldn't say enough about it. She loved it, how rewarding it was to help, kids and family. And, after talking to her, I was like, wow, this sounds like a really awesome gig. I want to go do family law. And so here I am.
So after being with us for a whopping 2 weeks now at this point, how does it feel doing this instead of what you were doing before?
It's amazing. I love it.
Very good. So folks, Nicole is in the process of getting ramped up to start handling all of her own cases, and because big difference between family law and what you were doing previously.
What's the biggest difference?
No, well, I'm just saying it's a big difference.
Oh, yes.
So with getting ramped up, one of the things that I really liked about Nicole is that she will bring some experience in tort litigation. And that is something that is becoming more and more prevalent a lot of the time in family law matters, specifically in divorce. So you have marital torts, things like fraud or unfortunately assault and things of that nature, as well as a bunch of others. And so you have a pretty fair amount of experience in dealing with that.
I do. Everything I did was tort law, so
Right.
it fits in nicely. And I have, a little bit of contract experience from that job, indemnity claims and arbitration agreements and things to that nature. And that's similar also to family law because it branches into the contract world. So I think a lot of people underappreciate what family lawyers do is because people don't realize how broad it is. Well, and it's very complex.
I think
more
that
than
is
what people give credit to.
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, it's I don't know of another practice area that touches so many different areas of law as compared to family law.
I don't know of any either.
Yeah, and so it is. I'll be interested to see. You know, as you know, generally two primary areas in family law being child custody and the other, property division. I'm going to be interested to see which one of those, really you kind of find your niche in as to which one you really like practicing more.
I think it'll be interesting as well. As I dive into it, I think from now I'm going to teeter and try to speculate that I would be more interested in the child custody part of it because you're helping children and protecting them, and that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I mean, because sometimes you've got fantastic facts and sometimes you don't. And so, how you deal with those. And then you've also got, situations where, we're getting something from off camera here talking about people being cray-cray. And I think, you see that too. I mean, that's, last month was, May was Mental Health Awareness Month. And man, that has, I think, become much more pronounced in cases over the last, 14 to 16 months with everybody being holed up because of COVID.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know what you have seen with friends of yours that are working remotely, or you've only been with us for a short period of time, so you haven't seen the cases on which, but are on that relate to that. But man, the stats on what has happened with people being arrested on family violence charges and things along those lines have just skyrocketed.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Everybody's, you're confined and locked up in an area basically like prison for the last year, and people, it takes a toll.
It does. I mean, even if you, if you love your family and you love your house, doesn't mean you want to be with them 24/7.
No, exactly.
We had my daughter who is just finished up her second year of law school at UT, and so she was with us when everything got locked down, and so she stayed with us for about 3.5 months. And by the time that was over, I told her, that, hey, I'm ready for you to go back to Austin and love you from afar for a while. So, and so you can only imagine when you get people that are in a really bad relationship, what it can be like when you lock two people that are volatile together. It's got to be horrendous.
Yeah, just an explosion.
Yeah, exactly.
Personalities both coming out just amplifies the emotions and everything that's going on.
Just not good. Mm-hmm. So going off the subject of law, let's, rumor has it that you have an affinity for cats.
Yes, that is the rumor. But as we know, rumors are not true.
So you're trying to dispel the whole crazy cat lady thing right here and right now.
I am. I'm not owning it.
Okay. So.
But I do have a cat.
Yes. And what is your cat's name?
Sergeant Fuzzballs. My nephew named it.
Okay. All right. Sergeant Fuzzballs. And Sergeant Fuzzballs has his own tent. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. And how much time does Sergeant Fuzzballs spend in his tent?
Sorry, it depends on the day. I mean, if the weather's nice and it's not too hot outside, I'll sit outside with him for 20, 30 minutes, under supervision, of course.
That's right. Supervised access for the kitty. I get it. And you have not yet bought a leash for him.
Well, he does have a leash. He just doesn't mind the leash.
Aha.
So
does he have his own stroller?
He does.
So I've got to see this. I can appreciate this. But so aside from dispelling the crazy cat lady rumors, What other little tidbits of information should the folks out there know about you?
Well, before we dive into that, I just want to disclaim a little bit. I almost said Mr. Cotton, but Sergeant Fuzzballs is a product of COVID. So, of being locked in. So I got him in July.
Oh, okay.
For company.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, do you speak with Sergeant Fuzzballs?
I do not.
Okay.
Thank you for making it awkward.
Okay. Just wanted to ask if y'all were having conversations. So.
Yeah, we talk shit.
Okay. So I love that. So Sergeant Fuzzballs has an attitude.
He does.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, if people want to get a hold of you, Nicole, how do they get in touch with you?
They can call the office at 214-469-3100, or they can email me at nicole@scrogginslawgroup.com.
All right. Well, Nicole, thanks for joining us today, and really glad that you are a part of the team.
Thank you. I'm enjoying it so far. Thank you.
All right, folks, if you need any help, reach out to us. We're here to help.